So I've got this little lip. Hey, Grumpy, how are you doing, man? Runick, what's up, brother? So this is what we got. These are all the frames I made yesterday. Today, I cut the plywood and tacked them in. Later today, I pour epoxy. But one thing I've got is this side is a little higher. So we're gonna bust out the router plane and even this up. And then I think we'll go turn a bowl. You can't find the last live, that's weird. This router plane, I had a friend in a maker's group, I don't know, 5 years ago. Let me buy a bunch of antique tools of her granddad's. So I got all kinds of different old tools. And the router plane works super well. I rarely use it, but it totally works. It works really well, actually. This is just the height adjustment. Wow, is that really as high as it goes? Okay, tighten it up. So we're just really just trying to get right there. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you can see that height difference. Right there. We're just trying to even that out so the plywood sits flush, because we're gonna seal the back of these with caulking. Then we're gonna go turn a bowl. And then in a couple of hours, I'm gonna come back and pour my epoxy. But I won't do that live. Let me flip this over here. I think you get a better view right here. Just trying to even that out. Let's get in there. Oh, don't get on the outside. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. It can be a little rough. The big thing was this edge. Matthew, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good, man. I feel like this thing should go higher. Oh, maybe it does. I didn't think it did. It wasn't adjusting. Oh, now it is. Huh. Cool. Oh, that's better. Okay. Because you can get a lot more support this way. Okay. It still could go higher, though. Pretty sure I need to oil this thing. Oh, okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Now I'm supported to where you should get better even cuts. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Now, the reason we wanted to do that, let me back up a little bit. This goes into the rabbet. Now we're going to tack this in with some pin nails. Well, now check it out. We have a nice tight-fitting joint. But even though this looks good, epoxy will still leak out the bottom. So let me show you what I do. And this first part of the live is going to be a little boring. We're going to put caulk in around 24 of these. And then we're going to go make a bowl. So bear with me. Let me get this going and grab a paper towel. Come on, little buddy. What's everybody up to today? I think Grumpy said he's chilling, or was that Runic that said he's chilling? Get in there, dude. All right. Let me grab my paper towels. Man, I could have sworn I brought those out here today. Maybe not. Oh. There they are. They were buried. Yeah, Grumpy's chilling. I mean, let's be real. So, there we go. This, if you ever want to do this, you want to seal something up to pour epoxy, this stuff works phenomenal. I've been using it for 2 years, 3 years. Alex Fast Dry, 20 minutes. So, check it out. We're just going in here, filling in those, we're filling in the crack. Well, that's a lot. There's not as much. These are really good joints, so we don't have to fill out a whole bunch. But if you don't fill this up, the epoxy absolutely will leak. Let's take the pressure off here. This is what I do for each of them. It's messy, but it has to be done. This is the only way I found to do it well, if you're dealing with epoxy. And to be fair, when I go to markets, this is why my maps stand out, is because of the epoxy. I mean, they're nice maps, but the epoxy is what sells it, I think. The frames are nice too. But you definitely have to seal this. If you don't, man, stuff's going everywhere. And if you haven't bought epoxy before, that stuff's pretty expensive. Oh, I did. I released the pressure. Yep. That's what I did. Hey, what's up, Maria? How are you? And I have this second one over here when I have extra from the first one, I'm going to go to it. Get the gun out of there. All right. And once it's dry, what I do, I'll actually come back and sand the back of this. That'll remove the caulk from the back. And then I clear coat the back as well. So I'm just looking to see if I have any leaks or any gaps in my caulking. That looks pretty good. Let's move on to number 2. Whoops. This stuff's sandable, so no biggie. And if you guys have used epoxy, what are some ways you seal your work to contain that epoxy? This is just a way I found that works. I used to try tape, but if you, honestly, I spend more time sanding the tape off than this. And this is more effective, in my mind. Or in my experience, not my mind, but. Nothing clean about this. You're getting stuff everywhere, so. Well, I have a roll of paper towels. Flex paste. I haven't used flex paste. Hey, Nestful, how are you? Hey, Offensi, how are you guys? We are sealing. We're gonna seal all these frames, and then we're gonna make a bowl. So sorry, it's gonna be a long process. This is my day today. So. Now the good news is, these are really good joints. So on a lot of this. So there's not a ton, and this one's deeper, so it's going to be less mess. But you don't, when that joint is really good, that rabbet and that frame, you don't have to caulk as much. So I'm going to caulk a couple of these. Whoops, I don't want that everywhere. Come on, dude. I'm making a mess over here. Yeah, trying to do this in 2 spots is hard. Alright, let's try it. I'm wasting a lot of caulking here. That's why I want to do it in 2 spots. Or 2 at a time. So where is everybody watching from? I am in the United States, in Oklahoma. I might have to try that flex paste. I have, actually, you know what? I think that flex paste, how expensive is that? Because caulking is very inexpensive. And I'm making 24 frames, so. I definitely like it on these frames here. They're a cleaner appearance on the back. Province of Quebec, Canada. All right. I was just wearing my Montreal shirt yesterday. It's an old one. I went to Quebec for work probably in 2003 when I used to manage a help desk. We had a help desk in Quebec, and I went with my manager to help on some items. Pretty good. Checking for any gaps. Let's get this extra here. I got a little gap there. There we go. Right there. There we go. All right. Those look good. We're going to go ahead and stack these. Let's get a couple more out. What's up, Happy? Oh, flex paste when there's an active leak. Oh. Well, that's an interesting idea. You know, I did, you know how it goes. If you guys make any videos, I have a YouTube, I recorded the video last year of, had this antique wooden diving board that I used 3 gallons of epoxy to repair. It had so much rot that I used 3 gallons of epoxy. And it's a showpiece now. It's like a 7-foot long bench. It's beautiful. It turned out great. But man, that flex paste would have come in handy. So I'll have to remember that. I honestly am not going to do a project like that again. It was just too much. See if you're going quick enough and have your feed rate. This is pretty clean here. If you aren't, you're not trying to. Oh, and I got a surprise for you on that bowl we're going to turn in a minute. After we get these done, we're going to go make a bowl. Come on. And I'll show that to you. Here's a walnut bowl, probably about a month and a half ago, but it had a big void, so I filled the void with gold epoxy, and you can see it traveled through the blank into the wormholes. So we're gonna turn this today. I thought that'd be a good one. It's been sitting around, you know. I need a little more right there. There we go. All right. All right, these 2 are done. Let's grab 2 more. Hey, BK, what are you doing, girl? So BK, there's the frames. I made those yesterday. And then this morning I put in the plywood and tacked it in. Now we've got to put caulking on all the backs. And then this afternoon I'm going to pour epoxy. It's all a process to get my lake mats. It's a big, crazy process, so. But I tell you what, this is the first year I've made mitered joints for my frames. Man, they look pretty good, y'all. That's what the front looks like. I've still got to finish sand it, but I'm pretty dang happy with that. My process is I pour the epoxy, then I finish sand the edges, then I clear coat it, and then I cut the map out. So, hey, George. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Runic, did you find your video? Don't put them while caulking dries if you have the space. Matthew, I'm actually here. I'll show you what I'm doing, Matthew. Check it out. I'm putting them back to back. So the bad side to the bad side. So it doesn't matter. I've done this a few times. Yeah, I'm excited to make that bowl. I haven't really been on the lathe. I've been working on these all week, pretty much. Not quite, but I'm getting ready to have that craft show in a week and a half. I've got a week and a half left, and I'm building last-minute things, ideas, plus this is my big seller here, so I've got to make these for sure. That'd be amazing to sell out, but who knows. Last year I didn't have enough, so I missed quite a few sales. I had a bunch, but just not enough, you know. All right. But man, loving these frames. They're looking good. Pretty happy with them. My grandson birthday, he was slurping frosting off his fingers so fast I couldn't get a pic. Well, that's good. It means he's enjoying it. Sometimes you just gotta memorize it instead of trying to get a picture, you know what I mean? This one's about empty. Now, was anybody, I didn't have a chance earlier. I got to catch the replay of Runic's live. Did anybody else catch that? He's making some really cool stuff on his channel. And you know, he recently, I believe, started offering memberships. I think I won one. So pretty exciting for Runic. He puts out some really cool stuff. I wish I knew how to paint like a fourth of that guy. He's got a lot of talent. Hey, Danny, how's it going, man? Ugh. We'll be turning a bowl here in about 15 minutes, I think. I gotta fix this one. This one has a nail poking out. I gotta fix that. Well, it's on the back. I'm good. I'll just hammer it in. MY, hello. Hey, Danny, where are you watching from? I'm in Oklahoma. I don't know that I've seen you before. Welcome to the channel. I do, on my lives, I do a lot of wood turning, but I'm getting ready for a craft show in 2 weeks, or a week and a half, so I make lake maps and a lot of laser cut wall art. So I'm about to pour epoxy later today with these, but you have to seal them up. You have to seal them really well. This is the back side. Hey Patrick, where are you watching from? And we'll have to heat gun that or something. Oops, I missed the deeper frames. You know, I'm gonna miss those. I like those better than this. I'm just trying to seal this up so the epoxy doesn't leak out, because that epoxy is pretty expensive. And it makes a huge mess. Trust me, I've learned the hard way, man. I've got some epoxy still on the floor from a project I did last summer. Oh, I might need more over here. Grab another one, see if we can. Bailey buys and DIYs. How are you, Bailey? Rumpel, what's up, man? Yeah, Rumpel. Yesterday, I made like 24 frames with mitered joints. Today, I added the plywood backer, and then I'm sealing it with caulking. And then later today, I'm gonna put epoxy in probably 10 or 12 of those. 12 of those. So it's a process, man. But today we're gonna turn a bowl. I've got that stack left, and we're gonna turn a bowl. So haven't made a bowl in a few weeks, I don't think. Actually, it has been a while for a bowl. I've been making, I don't know, rolling pins, but a bowl, I haven't made one in a while. So it'll be fun. And the bowl has a little bit of epoxy. I had to use epoxy to help seal it. because it had some big voids on the bottom especially. So well, hopefully that'll turn out cool. We'll see. No pun intended, turn out cool. So. About empty. About empty here. Alright, this one's gone. Luckily I've got a brand new tube. Put the BW hat on now. Oh, I wondered if that was you, man. Thanks. I was like, is that Bailey? I wonder if that's Bailey. That's funny. All right. Just a few more frames and we're ready to make a bowl. Thing comes out weird. It's always hard to get this one out. I don't know why. There we go. It's got this cool little cutter in here. Man, that might be too big, but oh well. I meant to make that hole a little smaller. That's a big hole, dude. Have to remember not to squeeze as much. Man, a lot of these are really good joints. There's not a big gap, but honestly, man, that epoxy project last summer, I learned the hard way. You really have to seal this stuff. It will find a way. Benjamin Winkle, what a BW. Oh, wow. That sounds fun, Bailey. I don't think I've made any platters before. There's a big gap there, so if I have any extra, it'll go up there. We just have 4 more, and then we're going to go make a bowl. Hopefully my bowl gouge is sharp, because I got a lot of stuff in the way of my sharpening station. I have not found a better method for than this, so if you guys have one, let me know. But only if you've done it before. I've been making these for about 3 years. I've tried several ways to make them, and I keep coming back to this. So. Now, what do you guys think? Do you want to see me pour epoxy? It's not a leisurely thing. You got to really get it poured and leveled. Make sure everything's level. Oh, man, I need more up there. It's time for a drink. There we go. Yeah, if there was a faster, cheaper, less messy way, I would much rather do it. I'm just gonna shift these over. Oh, something's sticking. Last two. There's one. Let's do that last one. All right. Get this last one done. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I know this isn't very exciting, but a bowl should be better to watch. Lots of sanding for this one. That's it. Woo! All right, man. Let me clean up and we'll switch over to the lathe. All right. Grab a drink. That's done. All right. Now let's see if anybody rejoins. There's the epoxy I poured. That's been drying for 3 or 4 days, so it should be good. I really wanted to put epoxy down there because there was a big void, and I can see that cracking real easy and breaking, so I wanted to hedge my bets. Plus, it actually got through, it came through the wormhole you can see right here. So it might look cool. We'll see. You never know. But hey, this is going to be a cool walnut bowl anyway. Hopefully. Hopefully, I've got to see if my bowl gouge is sharp. Let me switch tools. Give me a second. Let me switch some tools around. We're gonna try out a new tool. Simple Wood Turning sent me a set of carbide tools. Has one handle and it has a round, a square, a point, and a scraper. So, man, these things are beefy. So I haven't tried this one out yet. It's brand new. So we're gonna try it out with this bowl. Let me get a mask on. Simple Wood Turning. It's the most heavy-duty tool I've held in my hand. I was like, wow, it's very solid and very thick steel. They're an American company. I think Wisconsin, maybe? I gotta chew that up. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to make that. We're gonna have to make that hole. My mortise isn't big enough. I think I let that epoxy build up, and I shouldn't have. Let me try this again. See if that stays true. Well, that's not horrible. Actually, that looks pretty wobbly to me. We're gonna get in there and see if we can hollow it. Hello, Jacqueline. How are you doing? See if it'll spin okay without the support. This does not look very true to me. Yeah, I better true it up. I better make that mortise a little deeper, y'all. Otherwise, I think it might be unsafe. Hate to put all this effort into it, see? I think that's pushing in on it. I need to make that a little more angled. So, let me find my faceplate for that size. Dun, 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 dun. Which one is it? It's my big dude. Okay. Let's go put this back on switch gears and go over to the workbench. All right, let's go clean up this mortise. A movie star? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm named after Jacqueline Smith. Isn't Jacqueline Smith One of Charlie's Angels. If I remember my actresses. I think she was the brunette. I could be wrong. I grew up with like 3 TV channels, so if it was on TV, I was watching it, you know? That looks pretty deep. There really wasn't a ton of cleanup, but I don't have a good dovetail on it, so let me try to correct that. There we go. All right. I think that'll flip around now. See if this will hold it in there well. That seems to be running truer. Let's see what happens. We might just have to, I was trying to get around truing it up, but I think we're going to have to. I don't know why I was trying to save the truing process, but let me take this off real quick. What's up, Rumple? It's got to be trued up anyway. There's epoxy on it, so. Ooh, I don't know if I can get this over here. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, barely. All right. Let's true this up, and then we're going to get to hollowing, man. Or everybody. But put the bowl face down and check. I saw someone like. Hey Bailey, I always appreciate advice, man. So he says, please excuse this advice, but put the bowl face down and attach the chuck vertical. Spin it as you tighten to get it even. I'll have to think about that. That looks to be running pretty true. Well, let's get this guy over. This guy, that's all it has. All right, let's clean this up. Bogus. See if I can get a little better. I think I might try to put a scraper in there. All right, I cleaned up the shoulder, or whatever that is, the base. Now let's clean this edge up. See, you got some epoxy right there. Yeah, you guys can see it right there. Let's clean that up, and then we're going to hollow this, and yeah, there's more epoxy. So, man, I'm excited to see if there's any epoxy in the center that shows. This might be pretty neat. So we still need to keep going. It's getting some of it off, so we need to keep going. Yeah, we got epoxy in there, man. I had to do a repair on it. See what that looks like. I still have some right there. I need to keep going. That must be a flat spot. Back. One more pass should do it. That should get it. Let me bring you around to show you. That's some beautiful. Check that grain out, y'all. So it looks like it cleaned it up, cleaned that epoxy up. That's where it was. It's all right. Man, that's beautiful. So we're going to switch to hollowing. Now, I don't know what this knot's going to do. We're going to find out. So... all right. Yeah, thanks, BK. I've had this chunk laying around for quite a while. It's a bowl I started like, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago. And when I made the mortise, I hit this pocket of rot. So that's why I had to do the epoxy. And I finally, I thought it'd be a good video or good live. We'll see what this does, though. I don't know. Let's speed it up. Okay, we're about 1,000, 1,100 right now. Let me get some of this crap out of my way. I'm banging into tools and drill bits. All right. Yeah, maybe Matthew. Okay, so I got my edge established. This piece is going to fly off, so we're going to take that off. I'm going to cut in with a point tool just to see if we can keep it from doing its thing. Man, that's like butter. Let's tighten that. Oh shoot, I accidentally loosened it. Dang it. Brr. Hopefully it's still running true, dang it. Let me get my respirator on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the knot's brittle. So I'm working around it. I established a line. So I'm going to use the round carbide tool to hollow out. And then I'm going to use my bowl gouge. I got to get my respirator on. on, dude. It's the Jet 1221 VS. I would recommend it. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I've also got one of those older jet lathes with the bed extension, but I hardly use it. I'm just trying to see where that knot, okay. So I'm trying to use the bowl gouge on the edge. is it not? Yeah, we're starting to hit some epoxy there. I think we're going to have to leave this one. Well, no, we've got some room. We can still go deeper. Okay. I forgot about that lip, so we're going to keep going deeper. Yeah, I think so.
I think that's as deep as I'm going to go. Now I'm going to try to clean it up. It's not bad. Just, huh. That's pretty good. I'm afraid to keep trying. I don't want to catch that and bust the bowl. I'm going to put some super glue right here. Let me put some super glue right there. Let that soak in and then we'll spray it. Well, I might have to turn it again. I didn't think about that. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Kevin, do you remember that walnut bowl we started, but it had a big void in the bottom? I finally put epoxy in it, and this is that one. Doing good, man. Doing real good. Think that'll work? Yeah, there's the epoxy. You can see the epoxy in there. Try to clean that up just a little more. Let me grab my scraper. Oh, that's a lot better. Hey, Mohammed. Okay. That's much better. Wish we could get a little better there, but I'm afraid to break it, so I think we're going to call that good. However, thanks, man. Hey, Juan. Let me grab some sanding pads. WD-40, what? Who's using WD-40? What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? Hey, Azaz. Okay, that's looking better. We're going to keep going. So that's 120. I'm really trying to make sure that that goes away from the glue. Thanks, brother. Have a great weekend, Tim. Excuse me. Man, that grain's going to be awesome, y'all. I think that did it. Okay, let's keep going. Ice cream, that sounds good. Okay, that was 120. Let's go up to 150. See if I have any 150. Let me grab some 150 real quick. Man, let's keep going. Let's clean off some of that grit. Let's get a taste of what it's going to look like when we're done. Holy crap, y'all. Dang. It's not looking bad. Wow. All right. We're just trying to clean some of that grit up. Now we're going to go at a higher grit. We're going to go at 180. Hey, Chubo. It's not looking too bad. It was hard to clean this up because I didn't want to catch that and break the bowl. Uh-oh. Wish I could get those lines out. Alright, it's looking better. I still wish I could get that out, but whatever. And let me get some 220. Ow. Ouch. Hey, what's up, John? Looking better. Dinner time, all right. Starting to get shiny. Starting to see the shine. Oh, nice, John. See ya, Kevin. Oh man, I hate that crap right there. I think we're gonna call that good. Let's put some sanding sealer on it, see what it looks like. And then we'll put some finish on it. All right, let's see. I bet they do, John. John, what kind of epoxy do you use? And I wish this didn't have tear out, but I couldn't do anything about that. Gosh, man, this is a pretty piece of wood. Hate that ring, but I'm getting really deep in with that sealer. That'll help so that won't show up as much when you put the finish on, I think. I just couldn't clean that up as much as I wanted. Hey, thanks, Happy. Because this lip up here wouldn't let me. I would have ruined the bowl probably if I would have tried to get it cleaner. All right. Yeah, Rumpel, there are all kinds of different epoxies. Thin pour, deep pour. Different, depends what you're wanting to do, you know? Yeah, and different lengths of curing time, and yeah, all kinds of different characteristics. UV, they have some stuff you can buy a special UV lamp and it'll cure instantly or near real time. I've never used it. I thought it'd be pretty cool. Food safe. Dang, y'all, that's looking freaking good. All right, we got to blow this off. I don't know how to. Well, I think we're going to use, let me see. Let's just use our own shine juice. I think we'll be good. I think that'll do this some justice. Whoops. Got that right. Let's see what that looks like. Dang, y'all. I'm not hating that. Woo, baby. Look at that. That is freaking cool. That's a special piece of wood right there. Look at that. I love that. And I'm glad we left that. Man, that's nice. Let's put another coat on. Let me get off any nubs. Yeah, this is a pretty cool one, man. Wow. Definitely. We'll put on one more coat after this. Wow, y'all. That color variation's fantastic. Look at that. And that gold epoxy is cool. You can see how it traveled from the back to that wormhole right there, to the edge. That's a beautiful bowl. Dang. Man, freaking awesome, y'all. What's up? One more coat and we're done. Well, one more coat and then we'll wax it. So a few more minutes and we'll be done, guys. Man.
Since you guys are talking about epoxy, this is what I've been ordering for my lake maps the last few months. It's a 2-gallon kit. Has all the cups, but it's the 2-part. Oh, nice. It came with a mixing. But that's what I'll be pouring later today. I'll be mixing a bunch. I have 26 of these to do. So I'll flip these over and I'll pour epoxy in here. And I'll mix it with blue. So it'll be blue epoxy for my lake maps. And I'll show you guys some finished footage next week when I trim them out. Because yeah, I'll pour the epoxy, then I'll clear coat the frames. I'll have to finish sand and clear coat. Or actually, Trying to think if I'll do that now or pour. I don't know. I usually pour first, then finish sand this outside edge, and then clear coat it. Protect the epoxy while you clear coat. I don't like clear coat on epoxy. It masks the vibrance of the color. So let's put one more coat here.
One more, and then we'll wax it. Dang. How blessed am I to be able to make something like this? This is amazing. I'm lucky. I don't even remember where I got this wood. Man, blessed, y'all. Blessed. I hate paper towels. I like the blue ones, but they're expensive. The white cheap ones just break apart. Man, I'm not hating it. All right, and then we'll add some wax. Give that about 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll wax it up and take it off. And I'll show you guys the finished thing, man. Very cool. I know, it's beautiful, right? That's a bonus when you see the shimmer. It's beautiful, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to sell that one or not. I don't really have a place in the house for it. We have a small house, you know. Dang, I love it. We'll give it another minute and then we'll wax it. So BK, what are you working on? I didn't catch all the chat. Oh, cool. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. Well, that's fun. Gosh, man. Holy crap, y'all. I could have went deeper, but I didn't want to because I had to make that pretty deep. I'm happy with it. Let's put some finish here. Wow. Let me find my shine juice. Where'd it go? There it is. Magnets are fun. This time of year, I usually make a few magnets and sell. Yeah, I thought it was a good choice. That's the only, I had just a little bit left. It's almost dry already. Dry enough. Let's go see what it looks like in the natural light. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here's outside my shop.
All right, there's some sunlight. You can see that the shimmer or the chatoyancy. That's a gorgeous bowl, y'all. That's a freaking cool. That's a nice bowl. So here's in the shade. Let's get in the shade here. Here's the shade. Man. All right, y'all. That's about probably a 9.5 to 10 inch diameter. That's like about a 3 inch thick chunk of wood. Man, that's a beautiful piece. I think someone would have to give me like what do you guys think? BK, what would you see that at a craft show for? Something like, I've never sold anything like this big. But that's a rare beauty with that grain. And that actually adds something, and the epoxy adds something. What do you guys think that would sell for at a craft show? You know, I don't go to them to buy stuff, but I've been doing craft shows for probably 5 or 6 years. My buddy used to turn a lot. I'll have to ask him. But that's a special bowl. That's nice. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I might take that in the house. See what my wife thinks. Greg, there's no way I would take $40 for that, man. No way. I think that's a $75 bowl is what I think. Oh, that's cool, BK. Yeah, Greg, just to buy the wood, I mean, this is 3 inch thick walnut. Um, that stuff's extremely expensive. Normal walnut, if this was a 12 by 12 blank, 2 inches thick, that's $26 worth of wood. And this is actually a third bigger. So this is probably $30 just for the blank. So, yeah, you never know. I don't know. You know what she's going to say? She's going to tell me, quit making stuff. Where's my dining room table? I'm supposed to make a dining room table out of walnut pretty soon for her. Oh, you're good, Greg. And Greg, I'm guessing too, man. what I found at the craft shows, it just depends who wants it. You know what I mean? Well, that's too bad, BK. Well, hey guys, let's see. I got to get back to work. Yeah, thanks, Happy. I'd take 75 to 100. So if anybody wants it for $100, I'll ship it to your house. Otherwise, I'm taking it to my show in a week and a half. Hey, Bush Gator, this is walnut. I made this a couple of months ago, and then I found this void. I filled it with epoxy last week or 2 weeks ago, and I chose gold because usually gold kind of complements walnut. So it's a gorgeous bowl. So if you guys know anybody that wants one or is into wood bowls, send them my way because, yeah, this will sell at Oktoberfest. I'm doing Oktoberfest in a week and a half. Bush Gator, is myrtle wood the same as crepe myrtle? Because, I don't know, probably 4 years ago, I was at my in-laws' neighborhood and someone had taken down a huge crepe myrtle. I went and grabbed a chunk and brought it back an hour and a half away. Yeah, I've never turned it. I've still got it in my shop. I need to chunk it up into something, but it's crepe myrtle. But I have no idea, man. I don't know if it'll look good or not. I haven't turned it, but yeah. Well, hey guys, I appreciate you sticking around. I'm gonna go take a break, and I gotta get back to work. But please go check out some of my videos. My latest video, I'm doing a review on a cordless paint sprayer. It came in really handy, so let me know what you think. Thanks, Rumpel. Appreciate that. Thanks, Bush Gator. I'm glad to see you here, Bush Gator. Appreciate you liking and subscribing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Or I guess it's not the weekend yet, but